Hello everyone, Father Norm here. Probably so many of you who have watched these videos regularly recognize that it's been about 5 weeks or so since I actually did a video. One of the major reasons for that, and I'll talk more in detail about it, I may have told some of you that I went to Tanzania and I was there for 2 weeks from November 17th to the 29th. Just a little background, if you weren't familiar with this, Father Bahati, who's a black priest from Tanzania, who is here in the United States as a mission. He is the chaplain at Soma Health Hospital, and he's wonderful. The people love him there. He has such a great presence, and he actually came over from Tanzania as part of a missionary order of the Apostles of Jesus. That's what brings him here. But every year he goes back home for a month to Tanzania, and in October. And a few months back, he asked if I'd like to come with him at least for part of that time. He said he thought that his family there would enjoy my presence, and I would value being with them and being in the rural area where they are. And so I said sure. And of course, then I went. And just to tell you a little bit, it was about 20 hours to get to Tanzania from the Cleveland Hopkins to JFK Airport in New York, and then to Nairobi in Kenya, and then to the Tanzanian airport. And it was a wonderful experience going, met many people going to Africa on the plane who were from Africa, had some great conversations. When we got to Tanzania, we went immediately to the family compound, if you will, of Father Bahati. What I mean by compound is their family, like many families, especially in the rural area, and it was rural, are such that several of the family members, often several siblings, will come together and have homes, wooden houses, right around next to each other, because they consider themselves all family. I was very struck by that because I asked Father Bahati, I said, well, do you have nieces, nephews, cousins, who's there? And he said, well, he has siblings, but he said, we don't use those words for all those other types of family. It's just everybody's family and live in this area together. And so that in the family compound, they would eat together, they would wash clothes and everything, so they were all close to one another. Right in the middle of the family compound was what I thought was a fire pit. It was actually the burial place of Father Bahati's parents. And of course, a lot of the other people there, they would be their grandparents and great-grandparents. Because for them, that sense of family, all gathered together, all eating together, all going in and out of each other's homes, all having the gravesite of their parents or grandparents right there that they would see every day. For them, that was family. That was everything. Strong sense of family. They often ate together from these different households at particular times. And then the other thing that I saw about a strong sense of community in that area was the strong sense of church. This happened to be a village that had almost all Catholic people, and they would go to church on Sunday. Many of them would walk 2 or 3 miles. Most of them didn't have the kind of vehicle transformation or transportation that we have, but they'd walk. And they'd get there, and I went there on 2 different Sundays, and it was like they had a beautiful church they had built, 500 people coming of all ages, and the music and the spirit, including the younger people, the older people, everybody. It was very vital, very alive. There was music, there was dance, there was praising and worshiping God in a special way, and I came for that. Because I was in that village, they hardly ever saw anybody white, because white people usually went to the big city and to other hotels. So when they saw me, the kids were very fascinated and interested in asking questions. I didn't speak Swahili as they did, but Father Bahati helped me with that. And the service was over 2 hours. I know here for Catholics when we have Mass, it's usually just around 1 hour. And people have that sense, okay, that's good. But out there, again, the celebration, the coming together for worship, the coming from all over. Sunday during the day was considered a great time to bring everybody together in faith, and in faith community, very strong for them. And so the whole 2 hours was just a beautiful celebration of their faith and God's love. And I was able to be there in that villa and other places too, just to see the strong sense they had of belief in and following Jesus Christ, and that sense that it brings us together as a community. Finally, I'd say, at least there's more I can say in the future, that when I went to many of the pictures in the church and around were Jesus, the Blessed Mother, other people, brown-skinned. We might say, well, that's unusual because in this culture we think of them as white, but the reality is they really were more brown than anything else. And it was powerful to see that there and their sense of identity. And so it was very good. I'll share more sometime in the future. It reminds us we're all part of one universal church, and Jesus Christ brings us together wherever we are. God bless. Have a good day, especially as we're approaching Thanksgiving.